Hey guys, Houls here from Houls Fitness and welcome back. This is the first video I've done since after the competition. Just getting back into a routine, just starting to feed myself back up in regards to adding carbohydrates back to my foods, and so putting on a little bit more water weight, which I'll get into now as well, because the water weight that I have put on, and it's actually filled up my glycogen storage, which is where you feel a bit fuller. And touching on that brings me into the reason I want to make this video. A lot of the times I get people and they want to lose weight, and that's all well and good, but usually they generally say, I just want to tone up and I want to lose this belly fat. People don't generally have a problem with the fat they've got everywhere else, but it's just the belly fat that they tend to want to get rid of. Now, that's what we call spot reducing. Now, spot reducing is where you have in your head that, I just want to lose that weight that's on around my stomach, or that weight that's around my chest or my arms or wherever it is. Can it happen? No. Simple answer, you can't spot reduce. That's not the way your body works. You can't just in your head say, I want to lose it from my butt, and then it goes. It's not the way it works. And so going out and doing those hundreds of thousands of crunches you might do each day and each week is not, by no means, going to make you lose fat around that particular area. However, it is adding to your energy expenditure, so that in itself will help you reduce from that area. Now, a lot of the times for most people, let's say for women, they hold a lot of their weight generally in their upper chest or their breasts down to, well, not down to, and then also their hips and thighs. So that's generally where women will hold it, and men will hold it generally around their abdomen. That's why you'll see guys that are pretty heavy up top, like good chests, they look lean, and then they've got these big guts. So that's where we men usually hold it. But most of us as a whole will also hold it in our face. Now, that's not necessarily fat. That's water retention. Now, I'll touch on that as well. Water retention is for each carbohydrate you eat, 1 gram, you'll retain 3 grams of water. Now, that doesn't make carbohydrates our enemy, and we've got to stop eating carbohydrates because it's going to make us look fat. To combat this, what you have to do, and you probably heard it before, drink water. Drink lots of water. Everyone should be drinking around 3 to 4 litres of water a day. I think that's about a gallon for those who don't use the metric system. And this is something you should aim for. It's roughly about 12 glasses of 250 mils a day. So if you're having a glass of water every 90 minutes, or sometimes if you're at the office, have that 3-litre bottle of water sitting on your desk, and just smash that out throughout the day, and at least then by the time that's done, you'll know that you've had your intake for the day. So that's a way that you can ban holding water retention. Now, you also hear about those diets that will guarantee 5 kilo loss in the first week, or your money back. Now, this is true, and this does happen. Now, how many times have you gone out over the weekend and you've gone and weighed yourself on the Monday or the Tuesday even, and you're about 3 to 5 kilos heavier than what you were last week, or even the Friday when you weighed yourself? Because sometimes, and I know a lot of us do it, we weigh ourselves every day, putting us under mental stress, mind you. I say throw the scales out and make sure you look at your body and have tape measures to have that as a way to gauge your weight loss. But anyway, people will go off the scales, and having said that, so all of a sudden you put this 5 kilos on over the weekend and you're like, what happened? What have I done? All of a sudden I'm fat. Chances are you will feel a little bit more bloated, and you will feel a little bit heavier and a bit sluggish. But what have you done over the weekend? I bet you've gone out and you've had a few drinks, you've overindulged in food, you've had a good time, and that's great, and there is nothing wrong with that, and you should do it. However, this is what will impact the scales. And you've got to realise this. So this is where you can't beat yourself up over it. So what happens is you've indulged in what carbohydrates and whatnot, so therefore your body's going to be retaining all this water, and I guarantee you wouldn't have drunk your 3 to 4 litres on the Saturday or the Friday or the Sunday even, trying to get back in touch with your body to adapt throughout the week. So you've gone and held on to all this water retention. Now going back to these people that can guarantee weight loss within a certain amount of time is because they're feeding you food a lot less than what your body needs, so the only thing that's going to drop will be your water weight. Because their carbohydrates, they've lessened your carbohydrates by tenfold from what you're used to having, so your body will all of a sudden not need to retain onto water, because like I said, for every gram of carbohydrates, you hold on to 3 grams of water. So these diets, which I hate the word diets, because as soon as you think diet, you think sacrifice, they're telling you to eat, you know, on average, let's say you should eat around 150 grams of carbohydrates a day. They're bringing it right back to about 30 to 50 grams. Maybe that's even excess for some of these diets. So all of a sudden, you're not holding on to as much water. So the water weight will flush out of you. Now, they'll also be telling you to make sure you drink your water, and I'm sure you are when you're on those diets you invest in for the first week, the first month or whatever. You know, it all goes great guns, and you do lose that first 5 kilos. Now, what happens after that first week? Well, the gains aren't as fast. Well, I should say the loss isn't as fast. So then all of a sudden you get this mental breakdown, and you're like, well, I lost 5 kilos in the first week. It's because you lost water. Now, you have to understand that. Any nutritionist, any personal trainer, anyone in the health and fitness industry worth their weight will know that. And they should tell you, as the consumer or their client, that that's what is happening. It's not fact. You're not losing 5 kilos of fat. You might lose partially, you know, maybe a few hundred grams will be of fat. You know, and you might have gone from eating 5,000 calories a day and they've dropped you right down to 1,500 calories a day. Your body's going to go into shock, and you are, of course, going to lose some fat. That's an excess. However, talking about spot reducing and water weight, this is what's happening in that first week. You're losing water weight. So after that first week, don't be discouraged that you're not losing as much as you did the first. As long as your energy out is more than your energy in, so that's your calories out versus calories in, energy out, energy in. Now, I've had videos on like that before. Any questions or comments that you want to know, put them in the questions below, and I'll go over more. But spot reduction, you've got to make sure that you know in yourself that if you do 1,000 sit-ups, you're not going to lose that tire around your abdomen. That's not going to happen. It's not the way it works. If you think of it like this, if this is your head and this is your feet, weight loss will generally go like this. So you're losing, and the last, unfortunately, where are we? We're around your butt, we're around your thighs, and we're around your abdomen and your abdominal area. And that's generally how your weight loss will look. So don't be discouraged, just think of it like that. I'm going to lose from my head down to my toes, and it's going to be like this. Some people will start to lose like this, and then they give up, so then they go back to this again. Some people might even get right down to this section, and they're almost there, but then, no, I'm still not losing it. I'm still not losing where I want. And then they go back to this. So keep that in mind next time that you're going on a diet or you're starting a new program. And don't forget, this is a lifestyle. It's not a hobby. You know, this is not something that you do and forget about. This is something that you'll have for the rest of your life if you do it correctly. And you need to know, this is what I'm trying to do, trying to get the knowledge out there and just cut through all the BS that, you know, this stuff like spot reduction, it's not possible. What is possible is being consistent. So make sure that your calories are under what your body needs. Make sure that your energy is higher than what your energy in is. So you're exceeding more energy than you're putting into your body. This will help you lose your weight. Or, depending on your goals, maintain or muscle growth. So obviously to maintain, you've got to eat exactly, you know, on par with what your body needs. Again, if you want to know, I will be doing online coaching, and it will be coming out very, very soon, sooner than you think. And I will be offering all this information. You can get it free on my site, which will also be released very shortly. But, you know, this video is going into a bit longer. I'm trying to keep them all around 10 minutes and under these days, just to get smashed, not so much smashing out, but just keep you interested. I know if I go too long, drags on, and you see the fact that it's 15 minutes again, Houls. So I want to get these things out, and I want them short. So going back to water retention, drink heaps of water to lose that water retention. Now, especially after a big weekend out. Spot reduction won't happen. Can't happen. You can't just get rid of your abs. If you want to tone up and you want to look trim, then you have to do all-round food, nutrition, and then that needs to be on point. And you also need to have your energy out higher than your energy in. That's the way you lose weight. That's the way you can get toned and trimmed. And on that note, everyone has abs. I'm just going to chuck it out there. Everyone has abs, but you also have to work on them. So when you do lose that fat finally, that they actually show. And for some people, you see their abdominal walls very flat. Others, they might have that real bumpy. That's because they've worked on their abs before they've lost the fat. You can't just get to a point and go, I better start working on my abs. It's best you start working on them now. But you are going to have a wall of fat until you can do this. Keep that in mind. Alright guys, I'm going to leave you with that one. And thanks for watching. And as always, comment and subscribe. Share the video if you think it's worth sharing. And I'll get back at you soon. See you guys. Take care.